North American Weather Consultants. This is Cole.
Hi, Cole. I'm calling. I have kind of an odd question for anybody
Okay.
that works there. Now, I've been kind of studying this type of technology for a while. My grandmother is Native American. So
Okay.
I got really interested in, weather modification and rain dances, and the technology and everything in the science at a young age. So I kind of knew about all of this going on for a long time, and I've been trying to tell people. But dude, people want to call me a retard because I'm trying to show them this stuff. How do you guys handle that? How do you guys handle that percentage of the population that just doesn't want to believe that this type of technology is possible and that it's being used? I mean, how do you tell somebody that's telling you that your business is just a conspiracy? How do you guys deal with those people? I'm just curious because I'm
Yeah,
frustrated.
it's hard.
It's
We
frustrating.
basically what I like to do, because I'm a meteorologist and went to school for this kind of stuff and learned all the science behind it. So I like to throw all the science and the basic science behind how a cloud forms, um, and then what cloud seeding actually does once the material that's burned enters the cloud, and how that can lead to increase in precipitation. So, I mean, it's
Yeah, I
hard because
mean,
you're always going to have people that are naysayers and they
oh
want to believe what
yeah.
they want to believe. But
I mean, I've presented so much information right down to the scientific data right direct to people, but it might overwhelm them. Maybe it overwhelms some people to look at that aspect of it. So I try to explain it in more simpler terms. You remember hearing stories from Native Americans doing these rain dances stuff. It wasn't because they were doing something that was just magical. They were actually dancing around a fire, and they were putting components and compounds on it because they knew the science that when that compound reacted with that fire and it rose up into this cloud formation, that eventually it would disperse and dispense rain. It was science that they did. It
yeah,
was just, you know, most people just don't want to believe that it's actually happening. You know what I mean? And I'm
yeah,
frustrated. I'm just wondering how y'all deal with it, cause
yeah. No, that's basically what I do, and there's always going to be those stubborn people that don't want to know the science or the facts or anything. And you just got to present them with the information, the science, and just let them,
just
do
hope
what
for
they
the
do with it.
best.
Yep. And I have family members that, they give me crap all the time that saying what I'm doing isn't, making a difference and it's fake and you guys are just in it for the money and this type of stuff. So, um,
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine that, but I just know that I've done enough of my own independent research into the technology and into the application of the technology, and I'm well aware of risks, of benefits according to my own independent research, you know what I mean? But so
mhm.
many people just, how many times, dude, that I have been told, "Oh, you're just paranoid. Go put your tinfoil hat on and go hide in your bunker and wait for Jesus." I've heard that so many times from so many people. It's
Yeah,
nobody wants to hear the technological and the advancements and everything about it and how it has evolved over the last, 100 years at least.
yeah, it's been
So,
ongoing for quite some time.
and people just don't want to, maybe you guys should try to get spots on local news outlets in different areas, and just have a presentation, where you put together a report, even a daily or even a weekly report with your local news agencies, to let people know what you're doing and how it's going and everything, so that more people are aware, so that people like me don't have to deal with the trolls telling me that I'm a crazy little retard.
Yeah. No, I mean, all of our cloud seeding um, programs at the end of the season. So we do winter time cloud seeding here. We're based in Utah. And Utah is our biggest The state of Utah is our biggest client.
Yeah, I'm in Nevada. I'm in southern Nevada.
Nevada.
And
I know there's another company that operates cloud seeding in Nevada.
yeah, there's a few actually. Desert Research Institute actually just got approved for some funding too. So
yep, DRI does a lot of most of their stuff is just research based. But I mean, yeah, they're the main cloud seeding company in Nevada, and our biggest one is Utah. And at the end of the season, we have to provide the state of Utah, and our contract states that we have to provide them with like basically an analysis on how the season went, all of our operations, what storms we seeded.
yeah, I've been looking through some of the project reports that have been filed recently. There's been a new system even for NOAA's, the Oceanic Atmospheric Agency's website for their library, where they, have project reports and stuff that are popping up too. But I've seen some of the progress and everything, and watched the Utah cloud seeding and that, whole progress of that. And the data on that, is pretty interesting to go through. So, I mean, even that alone you would think would be compelling enough to convince people. But even that alone that I've showed people around here in southern Nevada and stuff, they still just don't want it. They're like, it's just don't worry about it. But, I'm not really worried about it necessarily, but I would just like to know how companies like you and people, the meteorologists, deal with that level of opposition of the public that just doesn't want to believe that what you're doing, your life career, dude, is just a conspiracy. Did you know that?
No, it's hard. I mean, we always get people that randomly call in and tell us that we're poisoning them and we're destroying the environment and what we're doing is bad and it's nonsense. And most of those people, I just throw the science at them, and hopefully they, it changes their point of view. But 80% of the time, it doesn't.
For you guys, though, as consultants, really, you're doing your job. You're under a contract, so you're doing your job, really. So, I mean, that's a kind of a bottom line issue right there when you have to deal with the public, is you're just doing your job. But I was just curious, because I even had somebody the other day that told me that I needed to get mental help because I was trying to share what you guys doing.
It's hard.
Oh, well, okay. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Have a good one.
Take care. Yep.